What up, guys? It's GovNer here. We're going to be playing some ranked Hearthstone. That's right. Going to be climbing that ladder trying to get to rank 10. I started out at rank 22 this season, made it up to rank 14. I'm not a legendary player by any means, so my goal is to get to rank 10. And I do believe it's possible. Still got about another week and a half, I believe, of the season. I'm going to be playing just 3 games today, and the first 2 are going to be on a Shaman deck, and the last one's going to be on a Paladin deck. Now, this Shaman deck that I'm playing here is more of a balanced Shaman deck. We've got a little bit of everything to deal with whatever our opponent throws at us. We've got the Azure Drake for some spell power card draw. We've got the Stormforge Axe for early minion drops. Acidic Swamp Boost for weapons. Paladins always typically carry the True Silver Champion. Got the Feral Spirit for some taunt. Looking at the deck list, we've got Alexstrasza to bring our opponent down to 15, especially if we can get an opponent, say a Fire Elemental on the board, we can Wind Fury it. Do 12 damage right there. I've got the Forked Lightning and the Wild Pyromancer combo. Forked Lightning, not a very common card. A lot of people don't like it. I don't think it's too bad, but everyone's got a preference. We've got the Doomhammer and the Rockbiter combo, which is very effective because you can do 10 damage in 1 turn. Spellbreaker for some of the new Nax cards that are coming through. Was contemplating putting Earthshock in. Earthshock is a good card, don't get me wrong. I just don't really know. Just kind of something told me not to put it in. Put the Spellbreaker in instead. It just seemed to fit the mana curve a little bit better since I had so many 1-drops, or not really 1-drops, but the spells are all 1 mana, so just to keep the mana curve going, I decided to put the Spellbreaker in instead. I guess that was more the logic behind that. But we also have the Leroy Jenkins, which is going to be a great finisher, especially if I can Wind Fury that. And we've got the Windlord, which, I think he's only really somewhat good if I have the Rockbiter with it, but we'll see. So for these first couple turns, I'm just focusing on trying to keep his minions off the board. Paladins love to buff things. It is so frustrating when they buff things because then you're pretty much just eating damage. However, he is playing a Murloc-based deck, which frankly, with a Paladin, in my opinion, is not a very good combination. You can obviously see that by it's turn 6 now, and he's really has nothing on the board other than 2 1/1 minions. He's got the Argent Squire, which if he has a Blood Knight next turn, he can turn it into a 6/6. I am going to remove that shield just for that reason. I'm thinking about putting the Azure Drake on the board. Or the Fire Elemental. I do need to get rid of that shield. I can run the taunts right into that 1/1. You know what? I'm just gonna go with the Fire Elemental. It's better. I'm scared of it. Because at least it puts a 6/5 on the board, and I can Wind Fury it next turn if he leaves it. We'll see though, because he's playing such a weird deck that I'm just not really sure he's gonna have a way to deal with it. I think the premise of his deck was more the early rush and to try to overwhelm your opponent, which probably would have worked. But, you know, luckily I had that Stormforged Axe, which did a lot of damage. And here comes the Murlocs. Got the whole brigade coming out. So that's exactly what I thought. It's going to be buffing a lot of Murlocs. We are going to have to deal with that because if I allow him to develop that anymore, it's really going to be painful. I really do want to Wind Fury the Fire Elemental, but obviously that's not going to happen at this point. So we'll Forked Lightning. There we go, two minions for the price of 1. I like that. And now he's just got the 2/4 on the board. Cold-like Oracle. There's Alexstrasza. Definitely going to be able to use that later on in the game. Turn 9 coming up. Get him down to 15. Such a strange kind of deck, you know, and just doesn't seem like it has any real rhyme or reason. But again, we'll see.
What to do?
I was really hoping for the Lightning Storm but it's probably just going to be one of those games where it's sitting at the bottom of the deck. We're going to do the 2-for-1 here. Try and get rid of 2 of those minions. Again, I do not want to leave the Murlocs on the board as much as I want to start hitting his face. The second that you leave these Murlocs, it's just going to get out of control. And I don't know if I can bluff and act like I have Lightning Storm. Gonna taunt that. I don't foresee him playing any large minions, so that's why I wasted the taunt in that. And we see another Abusive Sergeant. That is so annoying. I really hate that card. You know, obviously it is a situational card, but it works a lot in these low-cost rush kind of decks, and it's just one of those annoying cards because it always takes out your more expensive minions. Here comes Alexstrasza. Bring him down to 15. Probably going to swing for his face if he can't do anything this turn. We'll see. I'm still at 24 health, so I'm not really worried at this point. Does he have lethal? There's no ways he can have lethal. He's still got 6 mana. Oh wow, okay. Well, that's the win. GG. And there you go. There's the Wind Fury in action. 22 to the face. Damn, that had to hurt. So that's what I really like about this deck, is it's just got an answer for everything, you know? And if I can drive it out to about turn 8, 9, and 10, you know, that's where my deck starts to shine, because, like I said, you know, once Alexstrasza comes out, I can start getting some bigger minions out. I can kind of just protect it with any spells that I'm drawing into. Now, for this next game, we're playing another Paladin. I'm not expecting to see another Murloc Paladin deck. So this means that he probably will have a True Silver Champion, in which case the Acidic Swamp Ooze is going to be fantastic here. Gonna keep the Wild Pyromancer, just, you know, an off chance that I can draw into the Forked Lightning. You know, even a Lightning Bolt, but I prefer the Forked Lightning. That way, if he does throw some low-cost minions on the board, I can quickly deal with them. I've also got the Feral Spirit, which is going to be nice just because if I don't draw on the Forked Lightning, then I got this Feral Spirit I can throw on the board just to stop eating damage in the early game. Reincarnate. I kind of threw that in there as just an experiment. You know, I tried it in quite a few decks, and I just haven't really been having too much luck with it. It's definitely a decent card. It's just very situational, but I figured it'd be nice with the Windlord. And even probably just, you know, restoring the Fire Elemental back to health. I also figured if he buffs a minion like crazy, I can actually destroy it, especially like a Recruit, for example. If he buffs it with Blessings of Kings, and, you know, maybe does something else with it, I can actually reincarnate it, which will bring the Recruit back as a 1/1. So kind of screw him. It's almost like a little bit of a removal. So I'm kind of hoping that's what's, you know, kind of the logic behind that one. Now, Harvest Golem. Just have not seen that card very often. Oh my god. Okay, that was a mistake on my part. I completely forgot that Feral Spirit was a spell. Kind of trying to talk here at the same time. That was my bad. No worries though. It's still early in the game. Still got, you know, I still got 30 health. Still got enough cards here. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Now we're coming on to turn 4, which means that he's gonna probably play True Silver Champion. I'm expecting that. He's most likely gonna take that 2/1 into the 2/2. But I want to get as much damage in as I can, because if it's gonna die anyway, might as well. But at the same time, you know, now that, you know, in hindsight, I probably should have taken that Acolyte out, because now he's gonna get 2 cards out of that. Jeez, this is not my game. This is definitely not my game. Out comes the Recruit. Bludge Mage Thalnos is going to be really nice if I can draw into that Lightning Storm. But once again, no Fork Lightning and no Lightning Storm. So that's kind of frustrating. So looking back at this, I decided to edit the original vocals out during this part. And the reason is that the upcoming play was a major blunder. I have the Wild Pyromancer here, and I want to get rid of his board. So I decided to reincarnate the Wild Pyromancer, and that's going to clear his board. However, that's obviously going to get rid of my own minion, which I was willing to sacrifice. But for some reason, I decided to play the Feral Spirit, and once again that triggers the Pyromancer, not only killing the Pyromancer, but damaging my minions. So that was a major blunder on my part. And I just wanted to point it out because I have some feeling, obviously, there's going to be a couple people saying that. I'm not really sure exactly why I did that play. And obviously my opponent was pretty happy because he got to play Stampeding Kodo. But there really wasn't much I could do about it. So I just decided to move on ahead. And it very well may have costed me the game. So anyways, I'm going to get back to the original vocals. I just wanted to point that out. So I'm going to take out his 3-5 at this point. You know, I'm just not drawing into the cards I need. I was really hoping for a Hex. Would have been nice.
Let me think.
Lightning Storm is nowhere to be found. Fork Lightning, Lightning Bolt, nowhere to be found. So that's pretty frustrating. We got the 3-5 Taz Dingo. I don't really have any other plays at this point, so it's going to be the Azure Drake. We get the Fire Elemental, which is going to be nice for next turn. Get the Healing Totem, but that's not going to do me a whole lot because he'll probably just drive the 3-5 into the 4-4. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. See what he plays next. Oh my god. That card. And there's the Holy Light. Okay. I figured, you know, honestly, I started to think to myself, it's almost inevitable that, you know, either Holy Light or some other form of healing was going to come out. Get rid of his 3-5, and then I still got the Sludge Belcher to deal with. Praying that I get a Hex next turn, that would help too. Unless he's stupid enough to run the 3-5 into my 6-5, which would be kind of nice. Quality? That sucks. What do you do? It's a paladin.
Reporting for duty.
Alright, well the good news is that his taunt is out, and there's the Lightning Storm. Where were you 3 turns ago? See, I don't want to play the Acidic Swampoos because I'm certain he has to have some form of a weapon, which he hasn't demonstrated he has, but it just seems so odd that if he's running Equality, Consecration, those typical cards that you would have True Silver Champion, it's such a good, it's a really good card. There's just really nothing at this point that I can do, so I'll just give my opponent the turn. I'm thinking it's GG at this point. Unless I get the Hex. Swampoos again. I mean, there's no ways about it. He's definitely got probably another consecration at least in there. So that means that essentially any of those minions I throw on the board, he's just going to consecrate them. Can't win fear or anything because haven't drawn into Alexstrasza yet. He's already got rid of one of my Fire Elementals. So Lightning Storm it is. I know that was a bad play, but I mean at this point, I mean there's honestly not much I can do. He's gonna start playing the Alexstrasza minions and spells, which are gonna be devastating if I don't draw into that Hex. Even a Spellbreaker, I mean honestly, would be nice at this point. Again, I'm going to reiterate it. I'm not trying to flood the board at this point because of the fact that I'm almost certain he has Consecration in his hand and he's just waiting for me to develop the board a bit so he can just wipe it.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, well there's the Spellbreaker. You know, it's better than nothing at this point. Leroy Jenkins. I would love to hit him twice for that, but I think I'm gonna silence the Ysera. Is gonna have to go. I can't let him have any more cards, and I'm gonna have to get rid of that 5/6. And I hate to say it, but I think I may suicide Leroy Jenkins at this point. I mean, he's back up to 30. Pretty much all progress I had has kind of been negated. So it's more of a case of just trying to maintain board control and see if I can get the Alexstrasza combo.
I wonder.
And I'm probably expecting a Tyrion Fordring to be coming up soon as well. If he's playing Alexstrasza, he probably has Tyrion. So we'll save that ooze for that. So he's got the Laughing Sister, the 3/5, 5/2, and in hindsight, I should have saved that Lightning Storm. There's the Hex. Okay, well, little late now. Little late. You know, this really sucks, but... Alright, so... He's still got that 5/1 on there. If I can trigger the Pyromancer, I can get rid of those two, which I think I'm going to have to do. Otherwise, he's going to take it out, maybe even with a Hammer of Wrath, and then he's going to have those 2 minions on the board, which are just going to hit me repeatedly. So, board is clear now. Hopefully, I'll draw into me a Fire Elemental. The Windlord would be nice. Alexstrasza would be nice right now. Doomhammer would be fantastic right now, so I could just beat at his face for a bit.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, there's a Forked Lightning. Could definitely use that right now. You know, I suppose I could wait till he had some better minions on the board, but I mean, you keep in mind that it's not as great without Pyromancer or the spell damage. And I mean, you know, you got to keep in mind, I mean, what happens if, you know, he buffs it? Then, you know, that Forked Lightning is definitely going to be useless. Lothar,
Reporting for duty.
Well, it's not like I was going to use Wind Fury anyway, so who cares? And there's the Lightning Storm. Okay, he's gonna go for the taunt. Another equality? Consecration, okay. See, I just knew that he had that darn Consecration sitting in his hand. It's really frustrating, you know, because, you know, that's kind of one of the flaws of this deck, is that it does have some of the minions, obviously the Pyromancer and the Acidic Swamp Ooze and Thalnos and the Totems, just don't fare very well against Consecration. So that's kind of, the, you know, one of the weak sides about this deck. At least we get the taunt. But I mean, that's not going to, you know, stall him for very long. My goal right now is I'm going to try and save this lightning storm. Well, that may be the hex target. Because let's face it, there's no ways I'm going to get around that taunt at this point. Even if I play the fire elemental, I could ping off the shield and play lightning storm. Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, that's going to help for sure, getting that spell power. But then the problem here is the Sunwalker's got the darn divine shield on it. Come on, 4 damage. Come on. Yes. Okay. Back in business here. Okay, so we can get the fire elemental out next turn. We still got the wind fury.
Reporting for duty.
This game. Oh man. Epic. I'm sorry, that seemed like really cool and everything, but Windlord, you're just unfortunately vastly underpowered without your Rockbiter. Shit, you know, to be quite honest, I'm probably gonna remove the Windlord, just because I just don't draw into the Rockbiter combination enough with it. I admit, it's kind of useless when, you know, in say Tyrion Forgering is sitting there. It's not gonna do a whole lot. But I wanted to put the taunt out, which he was a taunt, obviously, and I don't want Tyrion... I didn't want Tyrion hitting me in the face, but... You know, what else am I supposed to do? He'll get the weapon, we'll throw the ooze down. Yeah, I mean... This has just been overall a really bad game. I'm pretty much have lost this game, which is fine. You know, I think I did screw up a lot, admitted, but I survived to the bitter end. Okay, 4 health, so yeah, GG.
For duty.
Oh, I thought he was gonna be able to finish me off. I was just gonna let him have the kill, just to be nice about it. But
You win this one.
that's okay. He played a good game, and you know what? I like I said, you know, I made some bad plays, but that's okay. You know, it happens. Let's admit it. We all make bad plays. We're not all legends. All right, so the next game is against a priest. I am playing the paladin deck here. This is the one that I kind of put together this morning after I beat the last 2 bosses in Nax, Kel'Thuzad or whatever his name is. We get the coin, which is nice. True silver champion. Can't be a pally without your true silver champion. So with this deck, we've got the Knife Juggler. We've got the Wild Pyromancer makes another return. There's my deck list on the left. You're reading right. There is Repentance in there. And it's going to work well with the Knife Juggler and the Pyromancer and virtually any removal that I have in this deck. There is Blessed Champion for some massive combos. This card... Blessed Champion, I gotta say, is such an overpowered card. I mean, it pretty much means at this point that if you can just get, you know, if you can get Leroy Jenkins on the board and buff it with Blessings of Might, and then Blessed Champion is just like, holy crap, 18 to the face. It's awesome. Even if you, you know, if you have a minion on the board, then you can Blessings of Kings it, and then do Blessings of Might, and then Blessed Champion on top of that. You can get some insane damage out. So we also have the Aldor Peacekeeper. to reduce the attack power. The Echoing Ooze, which I thought would be nice if I drew into the Blessings of Kings. That way I could get that clone copy. But at this point, you can see here, it's also pinging it with the Knife Juggler, which is so nice because it means that every single time I play the Zeus, I get an automatic 2 damage extra. Circle of Healing combo. Personally, I think that was a waste. I would not have done that. But I guess he was getting desperate. Probably use the Hammer of Wrath here, or... This would be better, actually, because I have a feeling he's, you know, it's turn 5. He's probably going to play something bigger. And if he does, it's going to put him down to 1 health. I can play Hammer of Wrath to the face, and that's going to kill whatever he plays. Alright, so that didn't go to plan, but that's alright.
For justice.
He's at 20 health, 17 health at this point. And I'm still at 30 damage. Got the True Soul Champion. Doing exceptionally well right now. I mean, I just... And he brings out the Acidic Swamp Ooze. Brings it on the 1. That's... And Consecration. Okay, so he's basically playing my deck for me. Fantastic. You know, that's the thing about Thought Steal is that, you know, it's one of those cards that it's great sometimes, but then other times it doesn't work that well. You'll get garbage. But man, when it works well. I mean, he pretty much drew into my Consecration, which is great for a Priest. And he got a Acidic Swamp Ooze. I'm assuming that was probably mine. So we're just gonna hit for the face at this point. I'm so, you know, he hasn't even hit me yet, so there's really... I'm not even really worried about that 3-1 at this point. Hopefully I can drive the Recruit into that. I'm assuming the 3-1 will probably hit for my face. Because he knows it's gonna die. Big Game Hunter. Unfortunately, he's not gonna find anything to hit it with. Consecration, might as well use it. Shade of Noxramas is kind of nice because obviously you can just collect stats, and if I do the Blessings of Kings on it, he can't touch it. And that's fantastic because this is one of those cards that you just can't silence, which is great, but we'll see.
Damned stand ready.
I'm still trying it out just like anyone else is, so. Okay, so he has a Dark Cultist out. I actually kind of like that card. For 3 mana and you get a 3/4. Also with the health buff, that's an exceptional card. I tried making it work in a Priest deck, and I just didn't really find, though, that I was having much luck with getting the buff off. Basically, most players are just going to knock the minions around it, so once they do kill the cultist, it's going to die, and obviously it's going to trigger its effect, and it's not going to go on any minion. So that is a bit of a flaw of the card, but, you know, for 3 mana, you can't really beat it. Still worth adding in there. I've got to take out his Cleric here because I do not want him to have any more card draw. And, you know, obviously I can't go for the Cultist, otherwise he's going to get the buff on the Cleric, which I'm sure in the perfect situation, that's what he wants. So I'll probably have to use the Shade here.
The battle.
That's probably going to be my best bet, because Knife Juggler and obviously Recruit are out of commission right now.
The battle.
So he's down to 9. He's dangerously low. He really needs to get some health here. See if he has any shenanigans up his sleeve. Oh, that sucks. Well, you know, I probably should have expected that. I mean, it's a pretty standard card. Another one of my cards. That really sucks. Probably going to play the Echoing Ooze here. Or the Hammer of Wrath. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the Hammer of Wrath. Do the Echoing Ooze after. And I'll tell you why, because now it's going to buff with the Sword of Justice. It's going to produce a copy, and then as soon as it makes the copy, it's going to get buffed a second time, which is fantastic. I mean, for 2 mana, you just cannot beat that. Thought Steal, let's see what he gets.
Follow the rule.
Another Eldor
Follow
Peacekeeper.
the rule.
Oh my god. Well, you guys saw that here. 3 Eldor Peacekeepers. That's amazing. I guess when when Thought Steal works, it works well, and when sometimes it just doesn't, it draws garbage. But I guess our opponent here got really lucky. I'm not going to use the Equality Consecration combo right now because I don't really have... I've got 2 minions on the board, obviously, and a recruit. His board's a lot more developed than mine. And if I can get him to draw a couple more minions out, then I can Equality and Consecrate them.
Speak to me.
He's down to 9, so... hopefully he'll play 1 big minion would be nice. Alright, so he's at 11. Blessed Champion, okay.
Reporting for duty.
I haven't drawn into Leroy yet, so I really need to get him, and I can use the Blessed Champion. That would be fantastic right about now. We'll see what we get.
I have no time for games.
Sylvanas. Okay, this looks like it's going to be Quality Consecration next turn. Not really sure why he played that, but... oh, there you go. Okay. And this is where Blessed Champion works fantastic. GG. Sucks for him. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, just comment, subscribe, or, send me a message. Thanks again.